Offshore financing has come into global light with the Pandora Papers. What are the Pandora Papers? Why do they matter? And why are they headlining in India? Namaste and welcome to Know This. I'm your host, Priyanka Deo. Here's what you need to know. The Pandora Papers is the expose of an investigation which reveals thousands of offshore companies used by the richest and most powerful people in the world. This includes celebrities, athletes, judges, and even country leaders and public officials. First of all, what is an offshore company? Now, an offshore company is just like it sounds. Anybody, including you and I, can set up a company in a low-tax district like Panama, Puerto Rico, or the Cayman Islands. This part's completely legal to do and only requires a small fee. The point of an offshore company is to bypass local laws which regulate offshore investments. For instance, almost every Chinese company owned by foreign investors, including Alibaba and Tencent, uses offshore companies. Offshore companies are also set up by people who conduct businesses in multiple countries to avoid being taxed twice. This is also legal until profits are not declared in the offshore company owner's home country. Now, in the case of the Pandora Papers, offshore companies are founded for illegal reasons, including money laundering, fraud, organized crime, and tax evasion. Which brings me to my next point. How does international tax evasion get caught? International organizations, including the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or the OECD, work to eliminate illegal tax evasion. International authorities have also made alliances and use data analysis and human capital to catch global tax evasion. An example of this cross-border collaboration is J5. J5 is an alliance between the UK, the USA, the Netherlands, Australia, and Canada, which successfully investigated a Puerto Rican-based firm that conducts business in Europe and was caught for assisting in organized crime. In the case of the Pandora Papers, an anonymous source leaked approximately 11.9 million records from 14 offshore providers who set up about 29,000 offshore companies and private trusts. The information was leaked to the International Consortium of International Journalists, or the ICIJ. The records contain personal information including emails, bank statements, and passport information. The documents also show involvement in offshore finance. Some records even date back to the 1970s. These papers have so far been shared with over 600 journalists in 130 media houses around the globe. By revealing personal financial information of high net worth individuals and public officials, the Pandora Papers are so far the largest expose of these people's behind-the-scenes financial dealings and how they are moving money offshore. The findings of the Pandora Papers act as proof which has helped nations recover over $1.3 billion in unpaid taxes. The findings have also increased global awareness of corruption, inequality, and financial crime. In its report, the ICIJ reports that those involved in offshore transactions include the likes of former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, the King of Jordan, the presidents of Kenya, Ecuador, and Ukraine, and over 130 billionaires from around the world. In India, a media investigation revealed that at least 380 people of Indian nationality are involved in offshore activity. The list includes Indian cricketer and MP Sachin Tendulkar, MD of pharmaceutical firm Biocon Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, and Reliance ADAG chief Anil Ambani. The findings show Tendulkar, his wife, and his father-in-law as owners and directors of a company based in the British Virgin Islands. According to media reports, the findings also show that Anil Ambani and his representatives own at least 18 offshore companies in Cyprus, Jersey, and the British Virgin Islands. Between 2007 and 2010, these companies have borrowed and invested at least $1.3 billion and received bank loans worth hundreds of millions of US dollars to make investments. This has raised suspicion on Ambani because just last year, Ambani declared that his net worth was zero after a dispute with 3 Chinese banks. So, where do we go from here? Many nations' official bodies stated that they will now analyze the documents to identify domestic links. According to media reports, approximately 10% of the world's wealth lies in offshore tax havens, which cost governments across the globe hundreds of millions of dollars in lost tax revenue. The Pandora Papers also serve as a reminder to the global elite and to all citizens that they have to abide by the rules or face the consequences and be exposed for illegal activity. Thanks for watching Know This. Be sure to like and share this video and leave your comments below. I'll see you next time. Until then, this is Priyanka Deo signing off. Namaste.